everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Jess, growth marketing specialist here at Metadata, and I'm joined by my awesome teammate, Annie, our marketing strategy director. Anna and I have been working together for years, and it's actually the first time we have a session together. So we're really excited to have all of you with us and can't wait to dive in. Okay, so here's what we've got lined up for the next 15 minutes or so. First, we're taking a quick look at how 2024 has been shaping up so far. What's been happening, what caught our attention, what's shifted in B2B marketing. And then we'll dive into what you told us. So, we ran a survey to get direct feedback from B2B marketers about what they want to see more of and what they want to see less of in 2025. And finally, we'll wrap it up with our demand bets for 2025. We've got a lot to cover, so let's jump right in.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess. So diving right into what happened in 2024 and starting with what needs to improve. We still saw a lot of fluffy, generic content that lacked personalization. A lot of it was created merely to generate leads, which takes us to our next bullet point. There was still a lot of gated content expecting direct conversions, immediate pipeline, which at the end of the day is unrealistic, right? Like no one is filling out a form to download an ebook or download a white paper with the intention of talking to a salesperson right after, right? So this is something that we saw less in 2024, but we still saw a lot of it. So we also saw AI generated poor copy with a lot of B2B jargon in it, very robotic. And don't get us wrong, like we still think that AI is great for generating content ideas and that initial like creativity spark. But sometimes it was very obvious that AI like wrote the copy and it didn't connect with the audiences and failed to drive that emotion or that connection. So the next one is a lot of companies still relied on gift cards in exchange of demos. And, in Metadata internally, we've been doing this for years now. We're guilty of this. However, the feedback that we have received from sales and that we see our customers also receiving this feedback from sales is that these people that are converting and getting into those meetings, they're not really interested in what the product has to offer or what the sales rep is talking about, but they're there just for the gift card. So what we're seeing companies do as an alternative is try creative incentives that are more product related, right? So discounts or free trials or access to like new features, but staying away from that like gift card monetary exchange. And then finally, too complex or too simple attribution. We've seen this conversation happen across like the board on LinkedIn this entire year. And luckily, there are more and more tools coming to solve this issue. However, it's still a blocker for some B2B marketers and it's still too complicated sometimes. So this is something that definitely needs to improve in 2025. And on the positive side, if we look at what went well, B2C like content, less robotic in B2B or targeting B2B audiences, right? So this can be memes, GIFs, fun video content, right? That is more like TikTok-like or Reels, that is not like super produced, resonated very well with the audiences. And these make sense, right? At the end of the day, we are on B2B marketing, but we're talking to humans. This performed very well. We also saw the powerful combination of LinkedIn conversation ads with retargeting audiences to drive pipeline. This is something that has been performing very well for a while now, but this past year still, like according to our benchmark report, was still the best format to drive ROI. Followed by LinkedIn document ads. So LinkedIn document ads is a newer format, and I want to be careful when I say newer because they released it in 2022. But this year we saw marketers investing a lot in it. So yeah, document ads, if you haven't tried them, it's time to explore them. And then intent audiences based on the account journey, that's the other one. So building audiences that are very focused on marketing touch points, website visits to high intent pages like the pricing page or the demo page or talk to sales, to drive pipeline from the bottom of the funnel standpoint. And finally, in terms of content, AI and industry focus reports were the best ones in terms of driving engagement specifically.
Yeah, we definitely resonate with this. Guilty as charged when it comes to relying on gift cards for demos in 2024. But at the same time, we also saw great success with our retargeting efforts and our industry benchmark report. I think it's been a mix of learning what works and what doesn't. On that note, as promised, everyone who joined live today gets access to our benchmark report. So we dropped it in the chat, so be sure to check it out. We covered performance data from Metadata's customers looking at campaigns from January through September. So you'll find everything from insights on paid channels to audience types, ad formats. So yeah, check it out. I hope that helps you plan your 2025 strategy even better. All right. So what did you tell us? We were honestly super excited to see the results come in. There were definitely a few things we expected, but also some curveballs that got us thinking. For one, marketers are all about quality content and engaging experience. So thought leadership, everything related to attribution, content repurposing, short videos, virtual events are the big winners here. What we take from this is that insightful content and peer-to-peer learning are what you're after as we head into 2025. And on the flip side, as Anna mentioned, there's growing frustration with gift cards, gated content, and AI-generated copy. So it seems like people are tired of these approaches, especially when they don't deliver real value. So for those of you who didn't get a chance to fill out our survey, we want to hear from you. Are you also tired of gift cards and AI-generated content? What do you want to see more or less in 2025? So drop your thoughts in the chats. We would love to hear it.
The next question that we asked is, what is one trend that you expect to dominate B2B marketing in 2025? And we found a very fun contradiction where marketers want to see less AI-focused content. However, they still recognize that AI and automation will dominate B2B marketing in the upcoming year, right? So while AI fatigue is real, at the same time, they recognize that it will help with efficiency, with automation, with campaign optimization, and content creation specifically. So very interesting to see. There were other trends that followed, like thought leadership, as Jessica was mentioning earlier, attribution, video content, personalization, and content strategy, each of them with about 10% of the votes. But the outcome here is that AI, majority of you agree that AI will be the king in 2025 as well. Yeah, and this was a very interesting response from some of our survey takers who said, unfortunately, AI, which is fun. I think there's definitely a love-hate relationship with artificial intelligence nowadays.
Okay, so we've covered what people want to see more of and less of in 2025. Now let's look at what exactly marketers plan to focus on next year. Once again, thought leadership leads the pack with in-person events and short videos following close behind. And then we have webinars, podcasts, and communities are also making waves, showing that marketers are looking for more engaging, interactive content in 2025. And paid search and email marketing also remain strong contenders. Honestly, no surprise there. Now, let's look at the new channels that marketers are excited to test in 2025. So we've got some familiar players like podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, but there's also growing interest in channels like TikTok, CTV, and Reddit. I guess more unconventional for B2B, but clearly gaining traction. I think this is also something we need to explore, Anna, because we in Metadata, honestly, we haven't tried CTV and we haven't tried Reddit, and we would love to try all of those. So thank you so much. Has been insightful even for us. So yeah, and what stands out is the variety, I guess. Marketers are exploring new ways to reach their audience, from interactive platforms like live events to emerging digital spaces like AI chatbots and even the metaverse. So it's clear that the focus is on meeting audiences where they are with an openness to tried and true and cutting edge channels, I guess.
Totally. And going back to the AI subject, we were curious to dive into how will it fit into your 2025 marketing efforts. And the majority of marketers agree that its biggest impact will be on content and message creation. So, like for its ability to enhance creativity, and 45% responded that, and then followed by process improvement and research. So saving time, automating tasks, reducing manual work, all of that, and investigation. And then 15% of you, the third one was limited use of AI. So this buckets marketers that said, you know what, like we don't see ourselves using it that much, or we don't see the value just yet, which is also a validate decision. And then AI chatbots and personalization, which is a little bit of what Jess was just mentioning, and data analysis. So what the data tells us here is that AI will still play like a key role in 2025. However, its level of adoption will depend on what role you are on in your marketing team. This sums up this quote. This is also from one of our survey takers, sums up our position as well. This person says, quote, in 2025, AI will play a key role in marketing efforts by driving personalization, automating routine tasks, and optimizing campaign performance. This is exactly what we think as well, and what we're incorporating to metadata, as we think it can save a lot of time to marketers and allow them to actually focus on what matters the most, which is the strategic part.
Yeah, and I think we've heard some interesting sessions before. I like the workshop that Marcel did. So he was talking about how to scale your marketing content with AI, but at the same time, you also set your tone so it doesn't sound very robotic. So we need to make sure that it still sounds human, but how do we leverage AI to scale our content? So yeah, we've got some interesting sessions so far. And yeah, so the last slide that we have here, looking ahead to 2025, it's clear that quality content is going to matter even more. Marketers are really leaning into thought leadership to stand out as trusted voices. And while AI will definitely help scale content and make things more personal, we're all still aiming to keep it real and authentic. Plus, short videos and B2C style formats are only getting more popular. People want content that's quick, engaging, and feels less like a pitch and more like a conversation. And everything attribution is apparently a big topic here next year. So I guess the big takeaway here isn't just about content, it's about how you engage your audience overall. Focus on creating experiences that connects, educate, and genuinely resonate with your audience, whether it's content, events, or peer-to-peer learning. The more human it feels, the better.
Yeah, and building up on that, we also think that well-proven formats like conversation ads will still be powerful in 2025, but with little tweaks like maybe being more creative in the messaging, testing shorter versions of it with like very interesting subject lines, and using those like non-incentivized team requests or with creative incentives, as I was mentioning at the beginning of the session. As well as document ads and new LinkedIn formats that are available now. Also, new channels. A lot of you answered in the survey that Reddit, like those more like niche focused channels, will also start to like grow, and marketers will start spending on those channels, as well as B2C channels using B2B audiences like TikTok and connected TV, as well as other emerging platforms. And then finally, in-person and hybrid events, as well as peer-to-peer marketing. We think that, people are craving for that human connection, for those in-person interactions. And a lot of us are still working remotely. But when you meet people in person, like there's something special about it. There's a lot of reading body language and understanding, or building that human connection. So it's super important, and we think that that will still grow in 2025. And yeah, that's all that we have. Please put your thoughts and your own demand bets on the channel. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Also, feel free to connect with Jessica or myself in LinkedIn. We'll be happy to chat with you. And thank you so much. I hope you crush marketing in 2025.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.